In this video, I'm going to teach you how to get jacked as fast as possible in a hurry if you're starting from scratch. And that's a key component, okay? If you're an intermediate or you're an advanced, this video is not for you. This video is specifically for beginners, for people who are starting from scratch. Why am I making this video? You see, I just had a car accident, for those that don't know, right, a few months ago. And I literally had to start from scratch. So I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm doing to get jacked ASAP. I want to give you guys the secrets. I want to give you guys the knowledge. I don't gatekeep anything. Like I say in other videos, I give it to you guys how it is. So I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm doing to get jacked as fast as humanly possible. And this video is really for beginners. This video is for people who are just getting started on their fitness journey, or for those who have yet to start, okay? This is a no BS, quick and fast way to get jacked without overcomplicating the process, and that's super important, okay? People have a hard time staying consistent and sticking to the plan. That's the problem with a lot of you beginners, right? Even me, that I was getting started, that I am getting started in the groove of things. It's very hard because you have no motivation, and it's hard to stay consistent because you don't have the habit. So this whole video is going to teach you how to build that habit and how to sustain it to get jacked as fast as humanly possible. Because there's a lot of people that start going to the gym, they go hardcore for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then they stop. You know what I'm saying? They don't keep that going. And in order to get jacked, you need to have consistency, consistent effort. And I'm going to teach you exactly how to build that. The reason this happens is because habits take time to build. If you over leverage yourself and you overcomplicate the process, when you start out, you will fail to stick to the plan and you will fail to make progress. Think about that. If you overcomplicate something, if you make something super hard, if you're going to get started, you're going to lose motivation because you're not going to be able to stick to it. You're not going to be able to consistently do it. They say perfection is the enemy of execution. If you have to make a bunch of calculations and you have to calculate all these macros and calories when you're just starting out in your fitness journey and you want to get jacked ASAP, you're not going to be able to sustain that because you haven't built the habit yet. So it's my job in this video to take you from level 0 to that level using these building blocks that I'm going to talk about in this video. Okay? The goal is to get you in the right direction by making small yet consistent, effective changes to what you're doing right now, so that you can sustain the progress and solidify these healthy habits. This is specifically what I do to get jacked when I'm starting from scratch. Like right now, these are the steps that I'm doing currently right now to get jacked. Number 1 is clean up your diet. Up to this point, you've been using food as a cope and as a dopamine drug. And I want you to just pay attention for a minute. To feel happy, to feel pleasure, maybe to even have a moment of day that you enjoy, right? Maybe to have some enjoyment in your day, because you're running away from the rest of your day where you're probably unhappy, stressed, you're unmotivated about your life, or you might even feel depressed, right? Let's say you've been working like 10 hours a day. You're tired, you're stressed, you feel hungry. And then when you think about your food choices, what do you want to eat? You want to eat some big ass meal with a bunch of sugar and processed foods and burgers and pizza. You're choosing your foods because you want to have a feeling of happiness, a feeling of pleasure, a dopamine rush. Why? Because you're unhappy about the rest of your day. You're unhappy about your life. So you're using food as a cope and as a dopamine drug. Starting from this point forward, we are going to start fixing our life and improving our health and our body to get happiness and dopamine. So instead of getting dopamine and happiness from running away from all those problems, your job, your stress, maybe the way your body looks, that gives you unhappiness. We're going to start to improve all of those things so that we don't use food as a cope, right? We're going to get our dopamine and our happiness from fucking winning at life. We're going to get happiness from seeing our bodies change, from losing weight, from getting jacked, from getting healthy. And we're not going to look for happiness and dopamine from eating shit, processed, sugary foods. Okay, so think about it. Every time you get those cravings, you're using food as a cope and as a dopamine drug. You're probably running away from something in your life. Maybe you had a fight with someone, or maybe you're just stressed and you just want to feel good, right? We're going to start improving our lives and our health instead of using food as a cope. So step 1 is going to be to clean up your diet, bro. Start eliminating unhealthy choices, and we're going to start replacing them with healthier options. If you want to get rid of a bad habit, you need to replace it with a good habit. For example, if you always drink soda or juice, we're going to switch that to diet soda, to water, or to 0-calorie beverages. You know what I'm saying? 0-calorie energy drinks. If you always eat out multiple times a week, we're going to start cutting that down to 1 to 2 times a week at most. And we're going to start tweaking our choices. We're going to opt in for the healthier choices. We're going to opt in for the salmons, the steak. Instead of getting the crispy chicken sandwich at Chick-fil-A, get the grilled chicken sandwich. Even a grilled chicken salad, if you like salads. I personally hate salads, right? But instead of having a freaking triple cheeseburger, you know what I'm saying, get a grilled chicken sandwich. Start making these healthier options. If you use sugar or creamer in your coffee, we're going to start using 0-calorie creamer and replace that with stevia, which is made from a natural leaf. It's a 0-calorie sweetener. This is literally the first thing I do when I start trying to get jacked as fast as possible. When I have that switch go off and I start from scratch, I clean up my diet. Everything that I was eating before, I start making the healthier choices. If you constantly crave sweet foods, we're going to replace that with fruits, low-calorie ice cream, Greek yogurt, and whey protein desserts, right? So if you always want to eat candy and ice cream and desserts, you're going to start replacing those bad choices with fruits, with low-calorie ice cream, with Greek yogurts, and with desserts that are made from whey protein that you can make at your house. You guys can look this up on YouTube. You can make muffins, or you can make pancakes with whey protein. You can do a bunch of stuff with whey protein, okay? There's a lot of recipes online. We want to start cleaning up things and making these switches as soon as possible. Okay, all of those unhealthy habits and choices, they've led you to where you are right now. You're unhappy with your body. You're unhappy with your body weight. Maybe you're fat, or maybe you're super skinny. The reason that is because of your unhealthy choices, bro. So step 1 is to fix those choices. We're replacing those bad choices with better choices, okay? Step 2 is increase meal frequency. Instead of eating 2 times or 3 times a day, start eating 3 to 4 times a day. For example, you can have 3 meals and 1 protein shake. And I know somebody's going to be like, oh my God, that's too much food, bro. A child can do that. You're telling me that you can have 3 meals a day and a protein shake? Come on, bro. The reason why you want to do this is because this is going to help you to stop from binge eating. You know, when you get those binges, right, and you overeat calories, the reason this happens is because you don't eat for long periods of time. Your blood sugar drops, and you start getting these hunger cravings for shit foods, for processed junk. So in order to fix that, we're going to start eating more frequently. We're going to have 3 meals a day, and we're going to have a shake. Some of you guys eat once or twice a day, right? But then when you eat, you just pig out and overeat calories and just eat shit. So that's exactly what we want to avoid. So we're going to include a protein source in every single meal. And this is what it looks like. For example, for breakfast, you can have bread with eggs. For lunch, you can have chicken and rice. For dinner, you can have Greek yogurt with fruits. And then for your protein shake, you can have that with the banana, right? But as you guys see, every single meal here has a protein source. You don't just want to eat fucking, I don't know, like fucking rice and bread and bananas. You want to have protein with every single meal. So whatever carb you're having, always have a protein source, whether that's chicken, that's beef, that's steak, whether that's turkey, whether that's fish, whether that's protein, whatever protein source you like, have that with every single meal. Step 4, we're going to be hitting the gym 3 to 4 days a week at most. You see, a lot of you guys want to start 5 days a week, but then after a week or 2 weeks, you quit. And you ain't going to get jacked like that, bro. When I'm starting out, I only go 3 to 4 times a week at most, right? Because we want to solidify this habit. We want to create some momentum. We're going to keep the workouts under 45 minutes. You know, when I would start from scratch, after having a period of time when I would stop working out, I would feel so unmotivated, bro, because I'd go in there for an hour and a half, and I'd just fucking kill myself. And that would just fucking screw up my motivation, right? So we don't want to overdo too much. We don't want to over leverage. We just want to get in there, do the work, and get out quick. 45 minutes or less, that's it. Like we talked about, doing too much and overcomplicating things when you start out will discourage you and will not let you turn this into a habit. And that's the main key. In order to get jacked as fast as possible, you need to start like this. 0 miles per hour, 5 miles per hour, 15, 20, 25. Some people start at 50 miles an hour and then the car breaks down. And that's because you started way too fucking fast, bro. You got to turn on the engine. You got to rev it up. You got to let it warm up. And that's part of the process. So You guys can Google an upper lower split or a full body routine at bodybuilding.com. They have several different variations, right? But these are the two kind of splits that I recommend. You have the full body, which you work out your entire body 2 or 3 times a week. And then you have the upper lower split, which is usually about 4 days a week. Remember to focus on your form and not your weight. I've touched on this in other videos, okay? If you get injured, you won't be able to get jacked, okay? If you injure yourself by using bad form, by not researching the exercise before you do it, an injury is the worst thing that can happen, bro. Because that means you literally are not going to make any progress and you're not going to get jacked because you're fucked up. So any exercise on your workout program, please Google search it on YouTube before you perform it. People don't care about how much weight you lift. It's about how you lift the weight, right? I'd rather see somebody curling just the bar as long as he's doing it properly than curling freaking 25 pounds and he looks like an idiot, because form is king. Next step, we're going to start making lifestyle changes. And this one is actually going to be very important. Okay. A lot of you guys that like to go out every weekend, you know what I'm saying? You guys like to drink every weekend. We're going to stop going out every weekend. Okay. We're going to go out every other week. We're going to cut that shit down. And we're not going to go out back to back days, bro. Like a lot of you guys that go out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you guys are digging yourselves a big ass fucking hole. A big hole. Right? So if we want to get jacked as fast as possible, we're going to try to minimize that as much as we can, okay? We're going to choose liquor on the rocks instead of mixed drinks and beers. The beer and the mixed drinks have a lot more sugar, a lot more calories than just drinking the liquor on the rocks, okay? And we're also going to start going to bed 1 hour earlier. As you guys can see in all of these changes, right? And these are changes that I make, right? When I start from scratch, this is exactly what I do, okay? They're gradual changes, but they're realistic changes that are sustainable. And that's how we build one thing upon the other. That's how we actually get jacked. And then the last one is start drinking a lot more water. That's self-explanatory, right? So the final step, once you got all of this stuff down pat, right? You're making the healthier choices. You're working out 3 times a week. You're going to sleep an hour earlier. You're not going out every weekend anymore. Once you start making these changes, we're going to let these habits solidify. We're going to continue this for about a month. So usually when I start making these changes, it takes me about 3 to 4 weeks for me to start getting into a rhythm, right? If you're just starting out from zero, then it might take you 1 to 2 months, right? But the goal is to make this into a rhythm, right? Make this into a sustainable habit. The goal is not just to get jacked. Now, the goal is to make this a lifestyle so that it's sustainable, so that you don't quit after a week or two, because you're never going to get jacked like that, okay? Once these habits solidify, then you're going to want to start macro counting, and then we're going to add cardio to the mix. And notice, everything is in stages, right? These are all steps. You don't want to skip step 1 and 2 and 3 and try to do everything at once, because it's almost impossible to do that. It's almost impossible. That's not how the human brain works. Okay, if you want to learn how to macro count, I literally made 2 full guide videos in depth where I literally go into extreme detail how to set up your diet, your calories, your macros, right? You guys can check out if you want to lean bulk, you guys can check out Fix This to Avoid Being Skinny Fat video where I give you a full lean bulk diet. And if you want to cut or if you want to get rid of fat, you guys are going to want to check How I Transform My Body in 90 Days, right? But like we talked about, if you're just starting out, don't worry about calories. Don't worry about macros. You know what I'm saying? We're just cleaning up our diet. That's step number 1. Cleaning up your diet, making these healthier choices, and solidifying these habits. Because I cannot tell you how many guys, they start at 100 miles an hour. They start running. 2 weeks later, bro, I talk to them, and they're not even working out no more. Why is that? Because they didn't take the time to build these habits. And the way you do that is by gradually making these changes. Okay, so that was the video, man. That's literally how I start from scratch, right? Because you want to build one block on top of the other. So if you guys found that helpful, hit the like button, you know what I'm saying? And stay tuned for more content, man. I'm going to be pumping out way more content. So stay tuned. Southpaw Huncho checking out. Peace.